Hello everybody. Sasha Navar here, coming to you with another video. Looking a little different. Got new glasses on. Changing the whole vibe up for sure. I've never had silver glasses before. Usually they're either brown or black. So this is definitely a new look for me. But anyways, this is not a video about my glasses. I actually wanted to make a video about so I've been learning a lot more about the art of seduction, right? And to be quite honest, not because I've had difficulties with having sex, not at all. It's mainly because I wanted to give myself the skills to feel in control of my own world and who I interact with. And it's interesting, some of the things that I'm reading and I'm listening to, some of it I've done many times unconsciously, not knowing what I was doing. Well, yeah, not understanding. I knew what I was doing, and I looked up the difference between knowing and understanding. Knowing is just the mechanicals. You know fire burns. Right? Children are taught at a young age that fire burns. But what they don't understand is the extent to which that fire can burn and how fire grows and how deeply it can destroy things. Anyways, so I realized that I knew what I was doing, but I didn't understand what it is that I was doing and really the effect that it started to have on people until I got much older and I started to read more and really be a lot more self-aware of myself. So anyways, so I'm reading these books and I'm watching these videos, and earlier today I was listening to this guy say, in June of last year, some fucking day, he said, I reached 100 women on my list that I had sex with, he says. Now, I'm nowhere near that, and honestly, that's not even a goal of mine. If that's a goal of yours, great, whatever, fuck it. But for some reason, I'm in the bathroom, and honestly, the bathroom is my sanctuary to think. It really is. Because I'm doing something that is like automatic, that my body needs to do to release any of the waste that it has. And as I'm washing my hands, I think about what he said, and I'm like, I think what's more powerful is not that you had 100 women on your list. I think what would be more, call it powerful, call it impressive, would be how many women did you say no to? How many women did you turn down? And the reason I thought about that, here's my train of thought. So train of thought was, and I love that every train of thought, anyways, not like a stream of thought, stream, a gust of thought, a wind of thought. Anyways, so I'm in the bathroom, of course, sitting down on my throne, getting business done. And I am thinking about, because I'm packing and getting things ready to go back to New York City. And for some reason, my friend / coworker Elijah pops into my head, because he's from New York City, moved to Buffalo, went to Buff State just like me, and then moved back to New York City for a little while in the last 6 months. Yeah, last 6-ish, maybe more months ago, and then came back to Buffalo right before the pandemic happened. And I thought of him, and I thought of his roommates, and I thought of pretty much the last time I saw him, which was his going away party at his apartment on Grant Street, I think in Potomac. And I remember, so for some reason, I'm thinking about him, thinking about all that stuff, and then I think about his roommate, who, that mofo was smooth. And and he pretty much gently, and honestly, if I was in a different headspace, I would have been like, sure, I would love to cuddle with you. Because he was very gentle about his approach, which I like, direct but gentle, which is, he's like, if he goes, do you like to cuddle or some shit like that? I said, I love to cuddle. I love cuddling. I think I'm a cuddling professional or some shit like that. I'm paraphrasing here. He goes, oh, well, if you ever want to cuddle, like, my room's open. And it was so sweet, but direct and gentle, if you know what I mean. And I was like, oh, that is very enticing, because I do love to cuddle, period, as well as other things. And I pretty much said, thank you. That's a very tempting offer, but I'm going to have to respectfully decline for today. And I've done that with more men than women, but I have done that with some women. I have declined offer to have sex with them. And I thought to myself, Sash, you and everyone else is so, well, not everyone, but you and other people that you've spoken to about your list and your body count or how many people you slept with or whatever, you have a list of that, but no one ever talks about how many people have you said no to. Now, that's a little bit difficult to keep track of course, because they're not as memorable, but, because you didn't share your body with them. But then I started to think, real success is when you don't allow things. The real success happens when you don't allow things. And also when you don't allow things, there's like this power. Have you ever felt like when you said no to someone, there is an element of like, oh, I feel bad because I said no to them and I rejected them, right? But you were the one in control. Even though you feel bad because you said no to this person in whatever circumstance you can put yourself in, that you said no to this person or you rejected this person. Yes, there's that sometimes, but there's also like, at the end of the day, you were in control of that situation because they gave you the power to decide. And so I thought to myself, perhaps the list of women that you sleep with isn't the real success. Perhaps the list of women and men or people, individuals that you say no to, I don't want to have sex with you. Perhaps that's the real success, because then the people you do say yes to, the things that you do say yes to, will just naturally come because you've blocked the things you don't want, so things you do want come to you easily, effortlessly. Love that word, effortlessly. That is the word of the year for me, effortless/effortlessly. And I even thought about it in like what I'm wearing right now. Everything that someone wears, in my opinion, says something about who they are, what they feel, what they think, what they're going through, whatever. So like these glasses are just one piece of the whole thing. Then this jacket, then the white tee, this heart necklace, to my Adidas, jogger pants, to my Converse that are red, that are that are definitely ripped for sure. All of these things, like, I thought to myself, I always think, how do people get their style? Like, if someone saw me, it was like a scenario in my head I was having today. If someone saw me, would they understand how I came to have this style? And then I thought about it. It's because you still choose. There is still a choice. I didn't see this and go, well, that's the only thing you got. Fine, I'll take it. No, I saw it and I was like, either I want it or I don't want it. So I said I wanted it, and I wanted these glasses, and I wanted this t-shirt, and I wanted this necklace to continue to wear it. And these rings. I don't have my watch with me, but anyways, because I'm doing some cleaning. But I think more, there's so many arts. The art of war, the art of seduction, the art of persuasion. There's so many arts out there that people have, and it's pretty much mindset/beliefs and identities that you take on. And right now I'm thinking to myself, what? Why not the art of allowing, or the art of not allowing, I should say, or something like that. This is super raw thought. But, for the past couple days I've been studying and figuring out how because I don't always feel like I value myself. And I think that it is manifested and shown to me that I don't value myself through the actions of other people, because of how other people are treating me. And then I wonder, why are they treating me this way? And it's become blaringly obvious and apparent that it's because of how I treat myself around them. And so, and to some degree, of course, I knew this, but I knew it, but I didn't understand it. Going back to what I said earlier, I knew that how I act around people, they will act around me. But the deeper understanding of how I treat myself, my belongings, my space, my time, my energy, how I treat everything that is in my control, will show other people how they should treat me. And if it's in line with that, they will do it. So I've been searching not only the art of seduction, but also how to have other people value you, how to have other people value my time. How do I become a high valued person? Traits of a high valued man, woman. I don't care if it's a man or a woman. I think personally, I go back and forth. I think that different ones apply to me. Yeah, I'm kind of very fluid when it comes to my, I don't want to say gender identity, but the way that information is shared with genders. Biologically, I know I'm a woman. However, there are things mentally that I do relate to with women, 100%, and a lot of things with men. So anyways, masculine, feminine energy inside of all of us. But yeah, I was just like, okay, so I'm thinking about all this, and then I'm like, okay, Sasha, instead of, because I'm such a yes person, I'm always chomping at the bit to be like, yes, I want to help, but sometimes it backfires on me due to a few other things that I'm working on. Not feeling like it and not having the discipline to keep my word sometimes, and I recognize that is just not okay. That's actually unacceptable. And I am choosing to say that. No one is saying it for me. I have control over my domain. I have sovereignty over myself. Yeah, sovereign. Sovereign's cool. Anyways, So, I was telling myself the other day, I was like, instead of you saying, if someone asks you, hey, Sasha, a week from now, can you help me with this? Can you do that? Would you like to come to this? Would you like to come to that? Whatever, a request from someone else. Instead of just saying like, yeah, which I didn't do yesterday. Instead of saying yeah, say, let me think about it. Or give me a moment. Let me check my schedule. Before I say yes, let me just make sure that, just almost pause them. Say, hold on a minute. Before I say yes or no, give me a minute to think about it. Or figure out if it won't interfere with something that I had planned previously. Right? So, honestly, I think now, I think I'm going to start adopting that. So, a few weeks ago, I created my own personal, call it alter ego, new persona, and her name is Sovereign. And she is, she doesn't have the same limitations as Sasha. Sasha's phenomenal. Sasha's crazy awesome person. However, Sasha is working through a lot of things that Sovereign doesn't have to work through. Like being disciplined, being accountable, having integrity, being consistent, keeping her word, being a high valued person, and not always allowing my people to have access to me, because I am very valuable, and valuable things aren't accessible to the masses. And if they are, they're accessible through Like, I will give you energy, but you can't come and spend time with me. Like, like artists. Artists can disperse their music to the masses, but in terms of either going to a concert, not everyone can go to a Beyonce concert because they may not have the time or the money or the means to get themselves there, right? Or even a private concert, So anyways, so value. So I think Sovereign's really going to help Sasha out with becoming successful with traits, disciplines, and character traits, that she is lacking in, And Sasha's well aware of these things, and she has an open heart, open mind, and has a deep desire to grow. And not even grow, have those disciplines, have those character traits. Like, it becoming a part of her. Not growing them, having them, period. And I think Sovereign's definitely helping her with that in a lot of ways. When it comes to running, when it comes to reading, when it comes to fasting, when it comes to keeping your word about like, yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, I'll do that for you. So I'm going to practice, and it's probably, Sovereign's helping me out, but the art of not allowing. The art of not allowing. That doesn't mean that you don't go get. That doesn't mean that you don't go try out, test, pursue. That doesn't mean that. It just means if something comes your way, or if something is presented to you, options are presented to you, an opportunity is presented to you, not allowing it to be the end-all be-all, and figuring out first before you even jump at it and say, yeah, I want it. Is this really what you need and what you want and what will get you the life that you want to live? Like the reason I didn't say, I said no to the guy about cuddling. The reason I said no to him is because I honestly thought it through. I understood. I didn't just know. I thought to myself, okay, Sasha, would it be nice in this very moment to cuddle with him? Absolutely. But then what? Well, I cuddle with him. He'd probably continue to gently move that interaction along and escalate sexually. And you'd probably do it because you feel very comfortable with him and he's making you feel comfortable. And hopefully his room is clean. You don't even know if his room is clean. You don't know if he's clean. Okay, let's just say he is clean. And you have sex with him. And then you wake up in the morning. Do you want to have that interaction? When you wake up in the morning with a stranger, as cute and gentle as he was, do you want to do that? Well, not really. And then have to go home, either walk, take a Uber or Lyft. Maybe he'll pay for it, maybe he won't, but honestly, you're not expecting that because he ain't your man. And even if he would, anyways, long story short. And I was just like, I thought of that whole thing, and then I'm getting home, and then I have to shower, and then possibly telling someone, possibly not, but having that in my repertoire, and I'm like, I'm okay. What I would have really liked, would have enjoyed more, is if you said, hey, do you want to go take a walk? You want to go for a walk and talk? I would have probably jumped at that a lot more than cuddling. Because that would have looked completely different. The landscape would have looked different. Anyways, so even, the art of not allowing also is like if somebody's calling you. Like, I have a morning routine. From about when I wake up, right now I'm waking up around like 8, 9 a.m. My morning routine, honestly, for me is like 3 hours. So by like 11, 12, at least an hour. At least. Give it a 2 hours. That's the sweet spot. Hour, not enough. 2 hours sweet spot. 3 hours is like, whew, okay, I'm good to go. But 2 hours by myself, I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't know. And I have people call me, whether it be my sister, my brother, my brothers, my mom, my best friend, Adonis, anyone. I just honestly don't always want to answer during that time. I do not allow them to enter into that time because it's mine. Now, sometimes I do because I just, okay, hey, how's it going? And it's not that I don't want to speak to them. It's the time in which they are calling me and want to speak to me is not for them. And that is okay. That is okay. Because then what starts to happen is you don't answer them during that time, and then you answer them after a certain time, then they, like, without you having to explicitly tell them, they've picked up on it through your actions. Effortless. Isn't that effortless? The art of now and allowing is an effortless art. I gotta write that down. Shit. Where's my notebook? All right. I like it. Ooh, there we go. Okay. 5, 19, 20. I don't know what time it is. Oh, it's 1:40. The art of not allowing is an effortless art. It is effortless because it honestly requires you to do nothing. Let me backpedal a little bit on that. It's not about doing nothing, because you're still doing something, but it's a different kind of effort being put forth. Instead of a yes and planning and like saying, yeah, I'll do that for you, and okay, what do I need? What do I gotta get? And oh my God, wait, that means I have to move this over, and I gotta change my schedule over here. But I said I'll do it. Versus, let me think about it. Give me till tomorrow morning. By 12, I should let you know. Let me make sure that everything's good to go, and I'm able to do it for you. Right? Now, if they press you, if they're like, no, I need to know right now. Here's the thing. When someone presses you like that, they are indirectly saying, I'm in control of your time if you let me be. That's it. If you let me be. And, hey. If you let me be. If someone's like, no, I need an answer now, you can again reiterate, I understand you need an answer now, but I would rather give it some thought, at least for a few minutes. And here's the thing, you gotta be really careful, because they're pushing in on your boundaries, okay? Pushing in on your boundaries. And if someone does that, you already know that they do not value your time. By them saying, I need an answer right now, whose time is more valuable in that sentence? Yours or theirs? Theirs. 100%. And so you have to ask yourself, is this someone that you want to do business with, be friends with, interact with? Or, I mean, that's long term. But even just, hey, I love you, I wish I could help you, but if you need an answer right now, no. Then you take, that is power. You know, I kept hearing people say, stop giving away your power, stop giving away your power. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? How am I giving away my power? I felt it. You know how you feel it in your gut, you feel it in your chest, wherever it is in your body. I usually feel in my throat, my chest, and my, like, right here. The, what is it? Throat chakra, the heart chakra, and the sacral chakra, I think. That's where I feel the stress, the, like I'm being strangled. It almost feels like I'm being strangled, or if like an elephant is on top of me, like. But I never understood. Like I knew again, know versus understood. I knew that they had power over me, right? Mentally, emotionally, physically. is different. But even physically, mentally, emotionally, and physically, I knew it. But I didn't understand how. And I didn't understand how to take it back, not to punch them in the face with it, but to hold my ground, right? And it is a psychological game. It is. And I'm educating myself now on, honestly, all of that. I mean, I've been educating myself on all of that, but more so now. So, an example of someone not valuing you or your time is if they ask you for something, to do something, to give them something. They are requesting something of you. If you say, okay, I'd love to help, but, if you actually love to help. This is just me, how I would do it, because of course, I'd love to help people. I do. However, I no longer, and I do not, put myself in situations where it compromises me because I'm helping that person. That just is not good. And that's happened before. So if someone's like, hey, can you help me tomorrow move? Can you help me move tomorrow? And you're like, okay, what time? You get the information. And they're like, oh, we're going to do it by 10 in the morning, right? The movers are coming by 9:30 or whatever. The truck, we'll have the truck by 9:30, so by 10 in the morning, right? And so you go, something I'd love to help, I just need some time to think about it and look at my schedule. If they're like, oh, okay, never mind, I just need an answer right now. Or even if they don't say never mind, if they're like, oh, I actually really need an answer right now so I can know who's coming for the food or whatever it is that they say, to be like, oh, well, I'm ordering food, I need to know who's coming. Or whatever. These are just examples. You let them know, hey, I completely understand if you need an answer right now. If you need an answer right now, I can't, and I don't have time. You don't have to be wordy. I can get really wordy and long-winded, but, I'm learning how to keep it short. If you want to keep it short, I would suggest you say, if you need an answer right now, then count me out. Because it shows, hey, I want to help you, but I'm not going to have you press me for an answer right now. If you are pressing me, I'm out. And as your friend, lover, sibling, family member, I'm okay with quote unquote whatever comes, emotional upheaval may come because you don't feel like I'm helping you. Because they're not giving you the opportunity to think. Could you make a decision then and there? Absolutely. But if you are someone who values their time, or values your time, you are almost like meticulous about it. Because time is something you never get back. And if you're going to help this person or do this for this person or whatever, is that something that you want to spend your precious seconds with? You know what I mean? And if they don't understand that, you don't have, one thing I will say, the art of not allowing doesn't mean explain. Ooh, I like that. It doesn't mean explaining yourself. Even if someone asks, I don't understand. Now here, pause. If someone wants to know because they truly don't understand and they're seeking to understand, not to criticize or judge, but to actually understand, give them a little bit. Give them a biscuit. So the example of the moving. Oh, I need an answer right now. Hey, can you help me move tomorrow, 10 a.m.? Let me think about it. Like, let's just say it's 1 o'clock right now, right? 1 o'clock. And someone calls me or calls you, whatever. And someone calls you and says, hey, I'm moving tomorrow morning. Can you help me by 10? Now it's 1:40, like I said earlier. And I go, hey, I'd love to give me a minute to think about it and check my schedule and make sure I'm good, right? Or give me a minute to think about it. right? I'll let you know. Or you could just say, let me think about it, to keep it super, super simple, concise, to the fucking point. Let me think about it. I would love to help you, if you actually mean that. Let me think about it. I will let you know by today at 3, at 4, at 5, by this evening. And you better motherfucking keep your motherfucking word. Okay? Now, if you tell them 1, 2, and 3, love to, give me a minute to think, let you know by today at X time. If you tell them that and they're unsatisfied with that and they're like, oh, I need to know right away because whatever the fucking reason, just let them know, oh, then never mind. Hope you have a good movie. Shut it down. Shut it the fuck down. Because they're not in control of your time, dictating when you need to decide. Okay? Now, there are consequences to you doing that. They could get upset at you. They could think that you don't care about them. They could think a lot of things. They could think a lot of things. And here's the thing. If they go, what do you mean? I don't understand. You can't just give me an answer right now. Say, I'd love to give you an answer right now. However, I do not want to commit myself to something that I don't want to commit myself before I think about I planned for my day. Again, there's so many different ways to word this, but pretty much, if they get upset and they say something like, I don't understand, why can't you just give me an answer right now? Say, I would like to think about what I'm going to commit to before I commit to it. If that doesn't suffice them, if they're like, I don't understand, what do you mean you have to think about it? Okay, well, I don't know what I have plans for tomorrow, or I have to look at my schedule. Now, here's the thing. Only explain yourself. You don't have to explain yourself, but if this is someone that you care for, a friend, a family, a significant other, explaining yourself once or twice, honestly, after 2 times, that's it. A 3rd time is personally unnecessary. Because if they don't understand the first time, maybe, okay, fine. You don't understand this way? How about this way? If they still, after the 2nd time, if they don't understand it, just say, hey, you just don't understand. That's okay. And then perhaps prep them. If you want, let them know. If you want my help for future ref, moving or anything out of the sort, just know that I will not always say yes right away. I will think about it. And I will either for a few minutes or a couple of hours, depending on what's going on in my day. But I will give you an answer. I won't leave you hanging. And I will let you know. But you have to be that person as well. You know? So let them know if they're upset or whatever. They either clearly don't know you or they don't understand you. So let them not only know you through your words, but your actions. Hey, future reference, I'd love to help you out. Of course, you my homie, you're my mom, you're my siblings, you're my love. Of course I want to help you out. However, for future reference, this is how things are going to go. And not just with you, with everyone. So if you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. But I just need you to know. Right? You are becoming, that is a high value of yourself and of your time. Not only your time, but the way you like to be communicated with. And here's the thing. You know why I love Sovereign so much? Because Sovereign doesn't look for other people to get what she wants. She looks to herself to get what she wants from other people. See the difference? And explain the difference. So the difference here is telling someone, hey, can you please do this for me? Versus, hey, I need you to know this is how I work. Two different things. Hey, can you please, can you please let me know ahead of time? Like, or can you please just give me, please give me, can you give me something? Can you give me time to think about it? Like they are lord over your time. Versus, I need you to know that I take my time thinking about things before I commit to them. Totally different people, totally different approaches, and totally different response you will get. Be the second person. Don't be the first person. Be the second person. Okay? Anyways, I'm gonna continue talking about this because I think this is I think this is like super duper duper important and very valuable for the relationships that you have, again, not only in your romantic relationship, with your family, with your friends, or with your coworkers. Like, this applies, the art of not allowing applies to every relationship, including the relationship that you have with yourself. For sure. For sure. So my suggestion to you today is, don't say yes right away. Take minimum 5 seconds. 5 to 10 seconds. No, take a minute. A minute. If someone requests something of you, say, give me a minute, and actually time yourself around a minute and think about what it is that they're asking you to do. What it is that they want from you. Take 1 minute. Hey, do you want to go here? Hey, do you want to do this? Hey, can you hold that? Whatever it is, it's like, hey, can you? Direct it towards you. Say, give me a minute. Give me a minute. Now, of course, if you're in immediate danger, don't give them a minute. Okay? If you're in immediate danger, if the situation is immediate now, and I'm saying danger, Will Robinson, like, spring into action, right? But if someone's like, oh, hey, can you hold this for me? Hey, do you want to go to the movies? Or, I mean, not that you can go to the movies right now. Whatever it is, if it's not, your life is not in danger, tell them to give you a minute. Second thing I would suggest is stop saying, can you? Start saying, I am. Meaning, stop asking people to give you something. Now instead of asking people to give you something, let them know who you are and what it is that you want. Without asking what you want, saying what you want to like, oh, I'm telling you what you want because I want it from you. No. Like, I am someone that thinks about what it is that I'm going to commit to before I commit to it. At least for a minute. Minimum. I am someone, excuse me, that values my time. So that's why I think about what I'm going to commit to before I say yes. Yeah, try that out. Try those 2 things out, and I will continue to flesh this out, the art of not allowing. And I think I'm onto something that's always, excuse me, that's already been spoken about. You know, it's like, how many ways can you get to the same place or get to a place? At least 3 different ways. Pause. Minimum 3 different ways. Nope. There's so many ways to get to the same place. Long story short, there's a lot of ways. Like, how do you get to the Capitol building in Washington, D.C.? There's a lot of ways to get there. So there's a lot of ways to deliver what I'm saying. Because what I'm saying it's not like it hasn't been said. I'm just approaching it in a different way. So, yeah, Sasha out. Apply what I said. Let me know what you think.